My name is Stephanie Bourne, yes. My case was about a car accident. A gentleman pulled out in front of me going left when I already had the green light going straight and did not have time to stop, and he just crashed, and I ended up having my knee was shattered, my left hip was shattered, and my left hand was shattered. And I had 13 surgeries, 2 on my hand, 1 on my hip, and the rest 10 was on my leg. I even was fighting infections. I was fighting to keep it because they were actually going to amputate it the way my knee was shattered from down. It was like a pineapple, and it was a 9-hour surgery just to replace my leg on my knee and stuff. And they weren't thinking they were going to be able to save it. They actually thought they were going to have to cut my leg, and I was like, please don't cut my leg. That was one of my biggest fears through the whole thing, was even fighting the infection. Well, if the infection won't go away, we have to cut your leg. And I'm like, oh God, please no, don't.
Yeah.
So it took a while on this. I decided to hire Massey Associates because they made me feel like family and not a number. That's the one thing that stood out for me on them, is they made me feel like what I had to say, my situation, they didn't see dollar signs. They saw me as a person, how badly hurt I was, and they took care of me. They made sure that they helped find my witness to corroborate my story, to make, to know that I was telling the truth, that this guy pulled out in front of me. My witness helped me, say she was right. She had the right of way, and she helped out my case. And my husband is actually the one that actually found Massey Associates and said, I want to go with them. And I was like, okay. And I've never looked back and never regretted hiring them. My case lasted for 2019 to 21, about 3.5 years, 4 years. That's about right. Wait, 19, 20, 21, 2 years, 2.5 years, sorry.
It seems like longer than that.
It does. But yeah, I was hurt in March of 2019, and I think we finally settled and got my settlement money in 2022, actually. Being a client with Massey Associates was like being a part of a family. They always checked in on me to see how I was doing. If they haven't heard from me in a while, they, anytime that I had any surgeries or anything coming up, they were like, okay, how are you doing? And any time I had any questions, they were there to answer.
When I had a question,
I got responses within about 24 to 48 hours. And if they didn't know the answer right away, they would get back to me as soon as they could. When my case was over, I felt relief, finally having this behind me and knowing that they got the best settlement that I deserved. It felt like part of letting go, actually part of the family, that that you guys were there for so long. I got used to talking to Josh like crazy, and when I no longer had Josh, well, guess what, Josh? I'm doing this now. So catching up with them is great. But I love Massey Associates, the way they always made us feel like a family. I would say call them. You will not regret it. If you're looking for an attorney that actually cares for you and don't see a dollar signs, they see you as a person, then you found them and found that person in Massey Associates. If you want a law firm that treats you like a person and not a number, you got to get Gary.